After the abandonment, fighting, and oppression during the reign of two Danish sovereigns, Harald Harefoot and Artie Canute, the English people welcomed the representative of the ancient English dynasty, Edward. Edward was the son of Eltered and the Norman Emma. During the time of Danish supremacy, he was sent to Normandy when he was 10 years old and returned to his homeland in 1042 when he was elected king. At the age of 42, he married Edith, Count Godwin's daughter. Tradition says that Saint Edward and his wife kept perpetual continence out of love for God and as a means of achieving perfection. The qualities that deserved Edward to be revered as a saint referred rather to his person than to his administration as sovereign, because he was a pious, kind, and peace-loving man. The fair and equitable administration of St. Edward made him extremely popular among his people. The perfect harmony between him and his counselors later became the golden dream, as during Edward's reign, the Norman barons and representatives of the English people exerted a profound influence on legislation and government. One of the most popular acts of St. Edward's reign was the abolition of the tax for the army. Taxes collected from house to house at the time of the saint were distributed among the poor. During the exile in Normandy, St. Edward had promised to go on a pilgrimage to the tomb of St. Peter in Rome, if God deigned to put an end to his family's haplessness. After his ascension to the throne, he convened a council and publicly expressed the promise with which he had bound himself. However, the assembly told him that his departure would open the way for dissensions within the country and attacks by foreign powers. The king decided to submit the matter to the trial of Pope St. Leo IX, who suggested that he should split the money he would have spent on the journey among the poor and build a monastery in honor of St. Peter. This was the origin of Westminster Abbey. The last year of the saint's life was troubled by the tension between Count Tostig Gudwinson of Northumbria and his people. Finally, the monarch had to banish the count. Edward died in 1065. Edward the Confessor was the first Anglo-Saxon and the only king of England to be canonized. After 1066, the cult of Edward as a saint began, which gradually increased in the 12th century. Pope Alexander III, on 1161, at the bee of the Abbot of Westminster, issued the bull of canonization on February the 7th. In the 1230s, King Henry III promoted the cult of St. Edward with the biography of his life and built a new tomb for Edward in the Westminster Abbey. He also named Edward his eldest son in honor of the saint. The sanctuary of St. Edward the Confessor at Westminster Abbey continues, where he was after the final transfer of his body to the East Chapel of the shrine by Henry III on October 13, 1269. The day of his transfer, the October the 13th, is considered as his holiday, and every October the Abbey has a week of feast and prayer in his honor. It is celebrated in both the Catholic Church and the Anglican Church. Edward is regarded as a patron saint of difficult marriages.